Welcome to another episode of the Cannabis Coffee Crew, where the coffee is strong, the cannabis is smooth, and the conversations are out of this world.
Boom squad in the house. I lower the boom when I do the cipher dance. But that's just Aggie Bass as I romance the blast. I take puffs on stuff, rough enough to give a buzz to my guns, even though we don't touch the stuff. See this blood in my front, some say my stink. But yo, the stuff helps me think, helps me think, helps me. I'm a boom.
Hey, all you cosmic beans! This is Pandar wishing you another happy Friday. Today we have myself and these crazy people Nuke, Itsu, and Fold. Fold, how are you feeling today? You're muted. You gotta unmute.
I'm feeling that good. I'm talking to myself. Anyway, I'm feeling pretty good, man. I got my shades on inside. Everyone can see what's on my screen through my eyeballs. It's wonderful.
Bro, you need to
Um,
get that off your screen right now.
Why? What?
I'm just kidding.
I don't think there's anything on my screen that's
Babe,
Guess
why
what,
are you
though?
watching porn while we do podcasting?
If you don't think
Sorry.
I'm gonna put something on them sunglasses in this edit, you done lost your mind.
What sunglasses, bruh?
Oh, I
Oh
still
my
put it on
god, they're
there.
about to be boobs on your forehead. And because I said it, now it's happening.
All right, I'm
Yup.
gonna take these off. Anyway, no, today's great, man. It's been a fun week. We've got to play around a bit more than the previous weeks, but we got to go back into productivity mode, I think. Um, Working on some fun, exciting new little animations, trying to make people laugh, bring joy to the world to some degree.
Yeah,
I think the
man.
world could use a lot more humor. But
Sir.
Itsu, how you doing today, man?
Man, I am chilling. I got me a cup of this Taylor port, you know me, sipping.
I'm gonna get me some.
Yeah, it's good. Oh, tape is done. The Nook is done. I'm about to get ready to start distribution for it.
Nice.
Uh, I am excited. I am super excited. I've been working on it for so long, and I'm ready for people to listen to it and enjoy it in their own ways. Uh,
Nice.
man, Nuke, what's going on, Nuke? What's going on?
Man, let me tell you, it has been a long fucking week. But we got Katie back home. She's doing real good. Her back surgery went amazing. 26 screws, some rods going down her back. She is bionic Katie.
Yeah,
Hey.
she is.
Yeah.
She is a trooper.
You know that show from I mean it's even before my time, but the Million Dollar Man or whatever it was called?
Mhm.
Bionic. It was called like that but Million Dollar Man or some shit. But it was about a dude who was like part cyborg or something.
Now they did come out with another one that was Bicentennial Man.
No.
Bicentennial Man.
That was the one with Robin Williams, I think, right? Or somebody.
It's called the $6 Million Man. Astronaut who gets injured
That's very specific
and then has
number.
his body parts replaced with machine parts, making him cyborg like. But yeah, it's called the $6 Million Man.
Oh, interesting.
Before my time, technically, but I like knew of it.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool, cool.
Well,
So speaking
Pandar,
of,
how you doing? Because we
oh
didn't
shit,
talk about you.
I always forget about that because I'm here. I'm always just here.
Just
Yeah,
existing.
pretty much. We are honestly just trying to, yeah, like Kev said, push some productivity. Our book is published and live. Woohoo, woohoo.
Woo.
Now we just need everybody to go read it, leave some reviews, let us know what they actually think, so we can make more. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Um,
That'd be wonderful.
and speaking of an idea that Kevin and I were talking about this morning, adding to our website page, we're all starting to do these things where we've got accomplishments, and I think we should have like a section on the website that's like check out what our hosts are doing when they're not in the podcast, and we can
Yeah.
have Itsu's music, Nuke's
Yeah.
drawings,
Like I
our
can even link
book.
if you if you upload your stuff to like Cloudflare or wherever you have it,
Mhm.
if you give me the embedded player from that thing, I can integrate it straight into the website so people
Yeah.
can literally sample it right from there and it still
That's
counts
so
towards
fucking
your.
sick, yeah.
Yeah, no, the tape would be Apple Music, YouTube Music, Spotify, Tidal,
Okay.
TikTok. It'll be
Okay.
on TikTok.
Nice.
Um,
Damn.
Well, maybe you and I could sync up and I could just get a snippet of it and we could
yeah,
play it on the website as like background music when it loads.
Yeah, that
yeah,
is
Um,
yeah, yeah.
and
legit.
then we'll put like at the bottom or put somewhere it says like music by Itsu and then have it link out to your
Mm,
album on Apple Music or on YouTube Music.
Yeah.
yeah,
I think
yeah,
that'd be cool.
yeah.
And speaking of TikTok, we're going to be creating our TikTok beans. So stay put, follow, like, share, get
All
out
that,
there.
all that good stuff.
And we're also venturing into the world of animation. And so on our website here shortly, you should start to find some of the characters that we're working on,
Mhm.
along with some backstories for each of the characters. Um, I'd like
Yes.
to add a section to the website for that work as well, so that if people want to find out more about whatever world we're creating when it comes to animation, they have a place to go read about it.
Right.
So,
Absolutely.
yeah. Stay
But before we
tuned.
get too in depth, let's tap in.
Oh,
Yes,
tapping
sir.
in. Which pen am I using this time? We'll go purple.
Oh
Oh,
shit!
shit.
All
Luke
right, that's
tapped
a
in too
ceiling
hard.
fan. Damn, bro, you falcon punch your phone.
I,
You're right over there.
I tapped in way too hard. My fault, y'all.
Let me tap in real quick.
Oh, no, I'm clogged.
This show would be funny. I wish I had like a GoPro instead of like an actual webcam because I could punch a GoPro and it'd be all right. I'm not
It
punching
survived.
this webcam. That thing
It's
would be tough.
yeah.
This webcam's way too fucking expensive.
I mean,
No.
GoPros are expensive, but they're
Yeah,
like
they are.
The things is built to
really
Well,
last.
yeah,
good
but they're
little
built to
cameras.
get punched or dropped on a rock. These
They,
things are
they were built by
not.
Nokia.
Yeah, yeah, I believe it.
Yeah, who made the most indestructible phones too?
I
Hand
I
know
over.
had
that's
a
right.
Nokia through it growing up. I had a Nokia and I threw it across the
Bru-
street.
I
Bruh.
still swear, like I'm starting my kids off on like the old school
Flip
phones,
phone
not a
shit, yeah.
smartphone. I want them to
We
learn how
say
to
that,
type
but they're
by
about to be
typing
like
one letter
teen
five
teen.
times to get, you know what I mean? To get one letter, you got to hit the key like 8 times.
Those don't
Nah,
even
that
exist anymore.
that you gotta humble
Yeah,
them. You
they
can get a
do.
BlackBerry.
Yeah, they do.
Hell yeah,
Yeah,
they do.
BlackBerry.
You can
I
get a
remember when
BlackBerry.
Blackberries were the
Come
shit.
on. Can't we at least get a sidekick?
Oh, yo, sidekicks were probably the best phones I've ever seen.
No, they were straight
Just-
garbage.
I
My
I
friend
hate
love
had
that
one.
sidekick.
I did not like it at all.
I love that
I
sidekick.
This
That
liked
same
thing
my
is amazing.
friend,
chocolate.
this same friend also used that phone while driving down the interstate. Like,
Well,
She was an
here,
awful
let me
driver.
text this person. It's way more important than anyone's lives in this car.
And she would drive.
Like,
She drove her parents' BMW, mind you, and hit so many things. I
oh,
was so fearful. So Lynn Haven Mall, you know how the top floor parking garage, it's
mhm.
open, but it's got the cement barriers everywhere.
Yeah.
She's parking, and she goes, "This is how she knows she's parked." Okay, she goes, "Oh, I'm there."
Nah, bro, not in a
Not even
Beamer.
joking,
yeah,
dude. In
man,
a Beamer,
in a Beamer, yeah,
Not
yep,
in
yep,
the
yep.
Beamer. Not in my
driving down
We'll
M3.
Virginia
just say
Beach
we'll just say
Boulevard.
that I think her parents were a little more well off, and so she was afforded opportunities to destroy expensive things.
I wish.
Um,
And I'm sitting here in
I
a
don't.
trailer park,
I
scrounging, trying to sell ice cream cones so I can buy a bag of weed.
listen. I wouldn't tell you I
Welcome
came
to the
from money,
world
but
we've
there be some
created.
signs.
Welcome to the world humanity has created.
It's a
That's
happy
true.
world.
Yeah, it's got its moments.
Relatively.
Yeah, she's over here driving Beamers into concrete barriers, not giving a fuck. I'm over here riding my bike, trying not to get murdered by said people in
So I'm gonna be.
Beamers.
How funny would it be though if we like look her up now and she's like a rally racer? That'd be funny
That'd
as
be
a
funny.
kid.
That would be
I,
funny.
I'm gonna just go out there on a limb and say I don't think so.
It was more a hypothetical funny scenario than actual possibility, but I still think it'd be funny.
But out of friends from the past, she is the one who I actually have no idea what she's doing in life right now.
That's
You're not
like
the only
most
one.
of my friends in the past. Like, I have no idea what the fuck they do.
My grandpa asked me about a friend I hadn't seen since middle school. I was like, dude, I don't know if he's even alive. Like,
Did you
I'm
hit
gonna,
that bong again, babe?
I'm gonna do go trek out and find him.
No, thank you.
All right, so what topics are we bringing up today? I know we had talked about some stuff. Nuke, you
I
look like you've already got something.
I want to talk about the U.S. Canada fucking hockey game.
Okay, so
Has
I'm gonna start by saying I don't know shit about hockey, except for it's on ice and it's brutal.
I'm gonna start
Oh,
with
nice.
That's it.
America. Fuck
Fuck
yeah.
yeah! Gonna
Every
save the
motherfucking
motherfucking
day,
day,
yeah.
yeah! Where are you, world police? We need you
I love
now.
that movie so much. I know it was really
That was a good
offensive
movie. That
for
movie was
like
good.
Middle Easterns. It was very offensive to Middle Easterners at
It
the
was.
time because all the people say is Durka Durka jihad or something. Like it's not.
I'm not
That's
trying to laugh.
literally all
Uh,
they say
I'm not trying to laugh.
in
Yeah,
that
yeah.
movie. But that movie was A, comic genius, but B,
Oh,
it restored patriotism. Like
it-
never
everyone that
seen it.
hears America, fuck yeah, that's an American, always seems to chime in.
they
That's
know
all
it.
I know from that movie because I've
Same.
never
All you
seen
Facts.
it.
need.
I
That's
don't.
all you
I
need from
actually
it.
never watched the movie. I just know that clip.
You
Yeah,
can skip the rest of the movie. It's just
but
that part. Not
that's
watch the rest of
pretty
it.
much what the hockey team, the American hockey team, said was America. Fuck yeah,
Nice.
because before the hockey game, all these Canadians were yelling out, "Fuck America! We're gonna whoop that ass. We gonna do this. We gonna do that." And then they got in the stadium. They booed the national anthem. Like everybody booed it.
Hmm.
And within the first 9 seconds, three fights broke out. The Americans won all three fights and then come back to win the game 3-1. And I saw an interview after, and one of them said we had to teach those maple syrup eating fucks a lesson.
Bruh.
Oh, you remember? Hold on. Do you remember that
Goated interview.
question about the only thing missing from Canadian sex? And then my answer was maple syrup.
Yeah.
You remember when we played
That
Jackbox?
was a clutch answer, not gonna
That was a
lie.
good answer. That's a good answer.
That was funny.
Yeah, yeah. That or moose. I would have put moose.
But I'm telling you, I know it's not much to talk about because I mean, I know a little bit about hockey. I mean, I'll rep my pins all day long, but dude, they murdered them. Like,
Penguins.
and
Fuck yeah.
you gotta think, man, Canadians take their hockey serious. Like
Right.
they're hockey freaks, and for us to come in and be like, we're more dominant than you are, it's just a slap in the face.
But as divided as an American can be from another American based off of different viewpoints and what have you, there are still plenty of circumstances where they will band together and be like, "Fuck that person even more," and
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I hate
it
you, but
doesn't
this
matter.
guy, oh no, I hate this guy
Yeah,
more.
yeah, yeah. And that's kind of something I wish we actually had in this country again. Is as much as we don't all agree with what our country's doing, what's happening in the government,
Keep
because we
patriotism
don't.
alive.
Yeah, we
Not
still
in,
need to
not in the
stand
sense of the
together. We still
government or
need to
any of
be
that
a
bullshit.
united people.
Yes.
Because at the
Patriot.
end of the day, we're going to have to be a united people to overthrow this fucking government. Throw their tea in the fucking harbor again. I don't care. Bring them eyes up. Right here. One
Duke is
day,
like, but
the
I get a
people are
paycheck
going
from
to
them right
snap
now.
just
Yeah.
like we did, just like we did with the Brits. I'm just saying.
Can we just start by stopping? Like, whoever thought of the idea of giving the government the right, or whatever you want to call it, the control to take taxes out of your paycheck instead of you having to fork over the money when time comes? Whoever thought this was a good idea, can we just not do that anymore?
Now,
Please.
I will say I don't like taxes. I think taxation is theft. But I think a tax has to be afforded at some point because we do have roads that need to be
Of
fixed.
course.
We
I
Right.
do
mean,
have
yeah.
You
things
tax
like that.
goods.
I'm
But
not
you
saying
don't
that.
tax every goddamn thing.
Well, not only that, but tax it
Like, you shouldn't
multiple
be taxing our
times. If
Yeah.
you're
food.
taxed on your income, you shouldn't be taxed on your purchases. If you're
That's
taxed
Right.
on
true.
your purchases, you shouldn't be taxed on your income. It's
Facts.
very simple, honestly.
Yeah.
I get they might need more money, And maybe, just maybe, the government, being as large of a company as it is essentially in our country,
Needs a better
maybe they should
budget,
make products
or
and
also
make
need a
their
better
own
budget.
goddamn income and stop taking ours.
Their budget
Just
is
Speaking of
also
saying.
taxes,
Their
speaking of
hands are in
taxes,
everything when it comes to regulation,
Everything.
and everyone talks about how capitalism works and how our government is effectively a big business. It is.
it is.
Make their own fucking products and their own fucking money. Stop just milking people to fill that cavity.
Yep.
I know, yeah, Ayo, that's fine. No Diddy.
Yo,
Or maybe a
homie.
little Diddy somewhere in there. I don't know what the government's doing, brother.
I don't know what the government's
No,
doing.
you went so Diddy to fill that cavity, homie.
Hey,
Ayo,
wait a minute.
You
Hey,
said it.
you said
you
it
said
again.
it
You said it now.
You said fill in the cavity.
That's what you said.
No, I didn't.
Y'all
You
both
just said
did it.
You
cavity.
want to
It's crazy.
rewind it?
I don't think we can live, but
Oh, but I
Well,
will.
Wait, where's Millie? Yes, where's
Anyway.
Missy Elliott? Since I can't speak, flip it and reverse it.
Yeah.
I can't do that. When I hear
Hey,
it,
I
I
agree.
kind
I
of
agree.
remember it.
Oh,
You're flipping over
Do you know what she's actually saying? I think she
It's the
says.
first lyric reversed.
Yeah.
really?
Okay.
Yes, I remember hearing about it.
If my mom sees this episode, she's
I'm-
gonna be pissed that I don't know that.
So Missy Elliott actually used to record in a small little studio in Virginia Beach that was right beside my dad's mechanic shop,
Well,
Granger
you know
Auto.
she's from Portsmouth.
Wow.
And so there was a body shop, Mr. Kim's body shop, right beside it, and they had a recording studio in the top floor. And I know
Nice.
Missy Elliott was one of the people who recorded there.
That's cool as shit. Yeah,
That's
that
actually
is
pretty cool. That's actually pretty cool.
But yeah,
Yeah.
she's from Portsmouth, and they just named
Mhm.
a road after her before
Really?
I left. Yeah, it's Missy
that's
Elliott
dope.
Boulevard.
Oh, that go hard. That actually goes hard.
Yep.
I kind of wish she was still making music.
She's
She is.
good.
She is.
Yeah.
She is still
is.
making music.
Then I just haven't heard any new shit.
Yeah.
Well, it's not the type of music people want to hear these days. You got to
Yeah.
think her music is a little different. Like it's weird. Let's just get to it.
And
Just
it's
like Busta Rhymes was weird as fuck too.
What? I love Busta
He still gives
Rhymes.
I
me
didn't say he wasn't good. I just said he was weird as fuck.
Missy Elliott's
I mean,
He
new
can
that's-
music.
rap fast as fuck too.
Yeah, you can. Missy Elliott's new music reminds me of what she was making back in like the early 2000s when I was growing up. That's what her new music sounds to me, and that's why I think she hasn't really popped back into the mainstream as much.
Was
Is
she a
because
Rough Rider or was it just Eve?
I
know
think it was
Eve was.
Just Eve.
just Eve.
Okay.
Hold on, let me.
That's what I was a question. I know Eve is for sure.
You sure she was a Rough Rider?
No, that's what I was asking. I'm not sure at all.
Oh, I don't
I'm
know.
But she
looking it
was.
up.
I don't know that Eve was a Rough Rider. Eve was a like gangster for
I
sure.
thought Eve
Well,
was
she was
part of Rough
definitely
Riders.
gangster.
No,
Hey Google,
what the fuck? Tell me, bro.
was Eve part of the Rough Riders?
Yes,
Eve was.
she was.
Here's a
Eve
result
was.
from the web.
Thanks, Google.
Oh, she was signed to the Rough Riders. Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
was
she
picked up
okay.
under the label.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah,
Shows you how
now
much music knowledge I have. I love music. I don't really follow the scene, if that makes sense.
I make music. I don't really
And
follow the scene.
to talk about weird, pick any fucking Eminem song, and there are so many really odd lyrics in some of them that you're just like, what the fuck?
I
And
always
yeah, he was
laugh.
admittedly on drugs, so makes sense.
I always laugh when I hear that one Eminem song where he's like, "Go stupid." Ah!
Oh, yeah.
Go
That shit
crazy.
always, yeah, that shit always makes me laugh. I
Oh
love that
baby.
song.
Oh
that
baby.
noise. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that song every time. Every time,
Oh baby. Oh baby.
love
That's
it.
I'm gonna make you dance,
That's
shit
my
your
body.
pants.
Oh, that song
That's
he
my
did,
body.
Stan. That song, Stan.
Oh, Stan was a good
Oh
song,
my
man.
lord, dude! I
Well,
listened
that's
to that
just it.
song.
A lot of his songs are really good. But
I
they
listened to that song, dude. I was crying for a week, bro. That thing had me moved. I was touched. No Diddy. No Diddy. I was touched.
man, I don't know. I think to some degree, having crazy lyrics and saying wild shit is what makes some of the artists popular.
It
That's true.
sells. It
To the
sells.
window, to the wall.
To that.
Sweat
To the
drop
The
wall.
down my
sweat drop.
balls.
Yep, there you go.
There you go.
Oh, skeet skeet, motherfucker!
Oh,
Why you
skeet,
got so
skeet,
intense
goddamn.
with it? You got mad aggressive with that. He was pissed about it.
But I'm just saying, yeah, a lot of the shit from our, and honestly, I never even, as a teenager during those years, never even thought about the songs like that. It was just like,
Yeah.
this is good, let's go.
This that
Oh,
shit.
skate, goddamn.
Never really paid attention to the lyrics. Just
Yeah.
listened to
Just
the
I just
enjoyed
music.
the
had a
jam.
really weird thought. Could
Oh
we
shit.
somehow petition that every time we participate in external sporting events, we replace playing the national anthem with playing America Fuck Yeah?
Just that
I,
clip.
I, we
No,
might
we
be able
need
to
to
get
change
that.
it to. I think we need to change the national anthem to "And I'm proud to be an American."
I seen
It's
that
the,
one too.
Yeah,
it's
I
the
but then
best song
then
ever.
the next
gladly
line
seen
is
that
where
one.
at least I know I'm free, and that we are not right now.
No, we are not.
We have to
I
modify the
mean,
lyrics.
Freer than other countries, yes. But we're
we
losing a
have
lot
to
of
have
rights lately.
perspective when we're talking about freedom.
And I get that. Okay? It's a
Like
huge,
it's
huge topic here.
Can
the
you
way the
put
window
Donald Trump
cropped
hair on
Kev's
my head
hands.
when I'm doing this shit? Come on.
The way it's cropping your hands, it look like you have no arms and you just got like
That's the
random
point.
hands. It's just
Would be
flailing.
funnier. Would be funnier is if I go sit over there and start throwing in some extra
That,
ones.
that's what it looks like. That's
Yeah,
what it
why
looks
don't you
like.
come
It's
over here and just get behind me and then put your hands up?
Yeah,
like
duck
someone
down.
came from under the desk and was like, ah.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Yo.
Should do
Gotta
this one
like put
after
it right up
dark.
under. Damn it. Camera's like, what are you doing back there? Come up under my arms, bruh.
Spirit fingers.
All right, now do the Donald Trump thing. Oh, what the fuck is happening? So let's
Huge.
talk,
Yo.
guys. Oh my God, stop.
I knew that was coming.
All right. Moving on. Moving on.
Love it. Love that. Love
To where I'm
that.
not being molested on camera.
Is it molestation?
If you like it. If you like it, it ain't.
What is the definition?
I don't
Fucking
know.
fine, no. I can't even spell the word. I don't know.
What's
Oh,
the
man, I
word?
like rubbed my eye and now it's red.
What's
Ugh.
the I? What's the word?
What's the eye?
What word?
That we don't.
Molestation.
Definition of
MOLESTATION.
molestation.
This is gonna be a weird podcast episode. Love it.
Yeah, it is, bro. We
I
just
don't
don't
know
The
what
care.
action of
We're
pestering
gonna-
or harassing someone in an aggressive or persistent manner. That is
That
the
wasn't
dated,
aggressive.
that is the dated definition. Now it's just any sexual assault or abuse of a person.
I like how they had to come back and update the
It
definition of
actually
it. That's
doesn't say
crazy.
specific to consent. So even if you consent, you can be molested.
That's crazy.
Right.
I'm about to go make a.
Bullshit.
I'm
But
about to
no,
go
what I'm
make a
saying
police
is it
report.
can be described as that. Like my wife molested me, but it doesn't mean it's bad if you, in fact, said, "Oh, okay, that's fine. Like I don't care." But
That's true.
Interesting.
the
Okay.
term does not mean whether you've given consent. It's like an abuse or overly aggressive sexual whatever. But it's not. You could still be abused by your spouse. She abuses me all the time.
In what manner, sir?
All the time, dude. All
Yep.
the time.
Cat
How?
Or
hits me.
harassing. It said harassing too. So
How? Fill me
Stand
in.
on business. Stand on business.
Anyway.
No, not no.
Let's
Anyway,
move
what's up?
on.
What's
Stand
up?
on business.
I really liked the starting with the hockey fight though.
Hold on, guys. I'm trying to find something to throw at him.
What?
What?
Don't
How
molest me
how
on
am I
camera.
abusive?
I ain't hear nothing, bro. I don't know
Oh,
He
what you
didn't say
said.
abusive. He said harassing.
Yeah, how am I harass? Well,
Molesting.
actually, he did in fact say I abuse him, and
Okay,
then
yeah.
say,
Yeah.
He did. He
Right.
did. He
Yeah,
did.
you're
He
right.
did. He did.
But
Bruh,
he won't admit to filling that
bruh,
cavity like he said he was
he's
doing
loading her
earlier.
finger gun. What the fuck?
Yeah, except you know
It's
how
getting
bad I
serious
am
up in
at
here.
it. That's the
Yeah,
worst
so you're
part.
gonna
No
hit me in the
wonder you
fucking
got it
eye.
so far
For
down your finger.
myself.
You're gonna
Guys, I
poke
got
your
it down here.
eye
I'm
out.
chilling. I just got to cover. Well, actually,
You
my
gotta
ear.
go up your finger to like right here.
She got it
That shit
down
flew
by her
right in front of my
knuckle.
face.
I didn't even see it.
Uh-huh.
It rolled.
Oh,
It was
it's
going
on the
Mach
camera.
speed.
Just
It was
slow
going
mo that
Mach
bitch.
speed.
It flew right in front of my face.
I
Yeah,
did
hit
see
the
it. I'm gonna slow mo that motherfucker.
Yeah.
That's the best one I've ever gotten to launch, though. They
You gotta
normally
put. You
go
gotta
back at
edit some
me.
flames behind it so it look like it got some heat on it.
Right?
I can
Good
do that.
idea for
There's your
payback.
flame. There's your flame for the behind it.
Flame on! Uh-oh. Flame! Flame on!
It is such a little flame.
It's not about the
Hey.
size of the flame. It's about the heat.
Hey. He said, "Flame on." Oh no.
Oh
I'm
no.
legit crying.
I'm out of
You having
flame
some
now.
problems, homie.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's
There
a
we
dead
go.
lighter,
Hey, bro,
babe.
put the lighter down, man.
Here,
It
you
ain't
want
working.
a not dead one?
Are you
No,
high,
I was
bro?
just joking. No, I'm
Yeah,
not high enough.
Flame on.
I'm not
me
high
either.
enough. Oh my god, you guys are
No, but
funny.
I'm crying from
Oh my
laughter.
god, me
Jesus
too. I got tears in
Christ.
my eyes.
I don't even know if we've actually talked about anything on the podcast
We
today.
really
Minus
haven't, I
We
don't
have.
think.
We
the
talked about
hockey
the hockey.
game.
Yeah, about how Canada got their ass beat by the U.S. It's fine.
Talk about taxation.
Fucking Canadians.
Oh yeah,
No,
taxation.
okay. So circling back to tax,
Throw the tea in the
because like that
harbor.
was a serious
Oh
convo
yeah.
we were
Yeah,
having.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
I do think that we should figure out how to do it correctly. Like we do it wrong. Taxation is
Theft.
the sentence today. That statement today. Yes, I think by definition today it is. But I think everyone should contribute to shared things. So
Yes.
taxes. That's why taxes exist.
Right.
But they should be fair and they
I
should
mean,
be even and they should be honestly, I don't think it should just your money should be investable. If you want to
yeah.
be very frugal and eat fucking peas, even though you make $100,000 a year because you want to take and invest that money in other things rather than spending it on personal shit, like you should have that opportunity instead of it just being yoinked. Like
Yeah.
when you don't want luxury items, when you don't want TVs, like I don't know. There's certain things that I think should be taxed more, taxed less, what have you. But
Yeah. I can see that. We used to have this one saying, it was like a while back, but it was no taxation without representation. And I don't
yeah,
see the fucking representation anywhere.
no, now they just
Yeah.
say the representation is that whoever represents you at whatever government level.
And that's
Which is stupid
bullshit
shit.
because they
They
go
don't
against
represent
what
me.
the people say all the time.
Agreed. No, I think politicians should be demonized. Not like saying every politician is evil, but I think the vast majority of them are evil.
I
Um,
think we need to
not
go
evil
back.
because they are intentionally hateful people, but evil in the sense that every human succumbs to greed. And when you've
Yeah.
got people
Well,
whispering in your ear, go ahead.
well,
That's true.
that's why supposedly that's why Elon and Trump are doing everything they're doing with all these White House, going through the federal agencies and looking into different uh, politicians because, as Elon Musk said, these these politicians are making a certain salary, but then their net worth is in the millions, billions,
Uh-huh.
and they're trying to
Yeah.
figure out
Why?
why. You see what I'm
Let's
saying?
just take a current example. I don't know, dude. Somehow like I'm not sure how, but somehow the Bidens like refinanced
Stitsu.
so many different times
Oh,
and
well,
Well,
like
my camera.
profited off of it. But like a refinance is a temporary, like you're kind of exchanging equity, right, for quick
Hmm.
money. But they
Yeah, yeah.
refinanced and then refinanced and then refinance like
They
so
got
many
unlimited
fucking
chance. Yeah,
times,
they just do it unlimitedly. There's
but
no
they're
limit.
netting a profit. And
Hmm.
literally the process of refinancing costs you money. So how are they actually netting a profit? I think there's some funny business
There's
going
always some
on.
funny business. I
And I
mean,
think that's just one politician. I think a lot of them are shysters. Like, they're humans, bro. They want to do better than everyone else. They want to stand out above everyone else, like every other fucking human. So
like
the
my
minute
grandpa. Sorry.
Pfizer's like, talk good about our shit. We'll support this. We'll give you this funding. We'll do this. We'll do
Hmm.
that. Like, they're like, oh, okay. And then they start praising shit that is honestly not good for you. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
absolutely.
Um, did y'all hear about the findings they had with the Social Security since we were talking about taxes?
I know
So
they
appa-
found like $55 billion,
so yeah, they
shit
found
like
a
that.
shit ton of literally a shit ton of money going to Social Security that's going towards people that are above the age of like 120, and they're
oh,
finding
wow.
billions of dollars going, and the range gets up higher, like to 100. Like they're saying more than $3.5 million uh went to people that were age 140 to 149, and it's kind of like
Where the fuck are they? I ain't never seen a 149-year-old human.
where else you think them motherfuckers at? Where else?
They in the
So
ground.
uh,
Yeah.
Hold up.
And somebody's putting that money in their pocket. Yep.
Yes,
and that's why,
it was.
and as much as I don't like Trump and Elon, that's where I agree with them with going and looking into these politicians, because I think a lot of those politicians are grabbing that money or getting that money
Of
Oh
course.
yeah.
from
Yeah.
the Social Security and just pocketing it. And
So
it's
Yeah.
they
kind of
legit have people saying they're 149 years old?
No,
no,
I
no, no,
think
no,
they
no.
just stopped after they died. They just kept the payments going
Yeah,
and
that's what they're
transferred it
saying.
somewhere else.
Yeah, that's what
Well,
they're
that's
saying
what
pretty
people,
much.
that is literally, people have done that. Regular people have done
Oh
this to
yeah.
people who are on Social Security. Oh, their mom died and they never report the death and they just
Yep.
keep collecting the money.
Yep.
It's happened a number of times. This is just the government doing it.
Yeah, well, I've seen where dead people fucking vote every year too.
Yeah.
So I mean, dead people, man, you can't afford to even die these days. Like you got to keep living after you die.
Jesus, man.
Apparently, and here's a tweet from Elon.
How am I gonna
Um,
vote when I'm a bird?
Thank you.
Sorry.
So here's a
I'll
tweet
shit
from
on the ballot.
Elon, and
I'll
this
shit
is
on the person I want. This one.
and this is funny. So apparently he posted, according to Social Security database, these are the numbers of people in each age bucket with the death field set to false, which means are they dead? False. They're not dead.
Right. No, it's a
And
Boolean. Yeah.
age 360 to 369, one person is collecting Social Security at the age of 360 to 369.
That's insane since I just Googled
I
oldest
want to
person
see
to
that
ever
guy
live
on
and it was
Ripley's.
122.
I want to see that person on Ripley's Believe It or Not.
Yeah, the oldest person supposedly to have ever lived was 122. I
And
looked
that's
it
on
up.
here. Yeah, 120 to 129. That's the count is
Maybe the
303
300-year-old person
million
is like
people.
Gandhi. Maybe our government like has him alive somewhere in a.
It could be.
Bruh.
I'm going
It
down some
could
kind of
be.
crazy ass
No,
road.
it's Tupac.
It's Tupac. It's
Maybe,
Tupac
but
and
why would he
Biggie.
be 300 years old?
And they're actually friends making music
He might
now.
be in the 170 or something. No,
He might be in like the hundreds for real though. Loki, getting close.
I don't know.
But
It.
I'm just saying, could you imagine a Biggie Tupac song? I think it would be fire.
didn't
Yeah.
they actually do a song?
I
I
don't.
I
thought they
thought
had
they.
too much beef.
I
No,
don't.
there was a time they weren't beefing though.
That that whole rap era was not my favorite.
I
Tupac
never knew there
featuring
was
yeah,
actual beef as a
Yeah.
kid. I just liked all the
Running from the
songs.
police.
yeah. No, there's a song here, running.
Produced by Eminem.
Oh wow.
So it was
That's
after. It was after they died.
Nah, there's one. The Tupac Tupac featuring Notorious B.I.G. running. Apparently, that's one of their tracks too. But no, that Biggie Tupac beef was
Oh no, they recorded it in '94, but Eminem released it in
Mhm.
2002 or something. So
That
I
whole
don't know that it was
Tupac
ever officially released during
the
their
whole Tupac
lives, but they recorded it.
the whole
Sorry.
Tupac Biggie beef seems a little weird to me.
That's sketchy, bro. I've seen videos.
Yeah, in a
Bro,
sense
they
to me,
were
it's
both
very
banking, man. Like, at some point, you stop giving a fuck about certain things, especially once you're already up there. Like, they were
Did,
balling. I don't know that they really had
didn't it
true
just
beef.
come to
Like,
light
not
that
in the
Diddy
sense.
was the one who's like behind the hit
Yeah,
for
no,
a lot
no,
of
there
them?
a lot of people, and I mean, before it even came to light, a lot of people were saying that Diddy was responsible for Tupac and Biggie being killed,
Yeah, I thought I
especially
remember
Biggie.
that being like when I was a teenager hearing that shit.
Yeah, a lot of people they
What?
tie Diddy more to Biggie because Biggie was signed to Diddy at the time, but it's such a weird beef because like Diddy was just really what it is. Diddy just was mad that Biggie was trying to leave the label, and that's why he got hit. And then Tupac was just being Tupac, and Diddy probably just hated the shit. It's like fuck it, I can't get that man to come to the bedroom with me, so I'm gonna just knock him off. So that's probably what it was. That's probably what it was. Um,
He probably thought that nose ring was cute.
yeah, that's probably what it was. There was a short time where people were saying that Tupac wasn't actually like that gangster rapper that people knew him as. He was actually a homosexual. He was a gay dude, and
Hey,
he was just an actor that was playing that role. But
can you not be gay and thug at the same time?
that's what I was saying. That's what I was saying. Cause
I
like
mean,
I
I
look,
think it goes against the culture. At that time, it kind of
well,
does.
it did, but like
Come on, man. There's
I
some manly gay dudes out there that can
I'm
be
not
thugs.
saying that you're incorrect. What I'm saying is, at the
Yeah, okay.
time,
Yeah, at the time they'd have
those
been
two
like, "Get
things
the
did
fuck
not
on."
mix,
and
right?
and
So,
and that's why it's that weird with me that people were saying that Tupac was gay. Cause like I look at my mom. My mom's a lesbian. She got married recently over in Mexico, and
oh, congrats.
my
Yeah.
mom was the thuggest person I known growing up, and she was the gayest shit I've ever seen growing
Well,
up.
that
You see
makes
what I'm saying? So like I was just kind of like
I
that
think you
doesn't
can
make
have
sense.
both attributes. Like, as a human, I think it's fully possible to be gangster, to be hard, to be a fighter, and still be don't no, don't go there. I meant hard in the instance of, like, having a tough exterior,
Yeah.
right?
And I mean, you
Um,
can, and that's how my mom was growing up. You know what I'm
right.
saying? And so me and my friend was sitting down talking about Tupac because he loves Tupac. He's a big Tupac fan, and he's like, I kind of believe that he was gay. And he was just an industry plant. And I was like, that doesn't add up. There's no.
That's really strange to go out of
It's
your way to
you see. You see what I'm saying? Like that's a lot of work
yeah.
to go pick some random gay dude off the street and be like, "You're Tupac now. Go rap this song in the studio." Like that didn't never really
Either
sit
that
right
or
with me.
people are speculating it because it was California at this
That
time, and
too. And
everybody
that
in
too.
Cali dressed differently than people on the East Coast, right? And I could see how some of the styles that he would wear and shit could seem like he might be flamboyant. But
Yeah.
there's also a lot of Crips and Bloods that put a lot of time in their wardrobes. So it
There's
doesn't
people that's not
necessarily
even
make you gay
But
to
there's
pick
people that's not
clothes.
even in gangs that put a
I'm
lot
just
of
saying.
time into their wardrobe and looks.
Yeah,
That doesn't mean they're gay, and
right,
that's what I was explaining to my friend. I was like, you sit down and you take a shower. You're about to go out. You sit down, take a shower, and you sit there and you pick out your fit. You make sure your fit looking good. You make sure your hair is looking good. That doesn't make you gay.
right.
That just makes sure you just making sure you look good. But people still to this day, I struggle with that growing up, is that people misconstrued what being gay is.
Yeah,
They take the small things and then amount it to something big, and it never
yeah,
adds up. You know what
right.
I'm saying?
They demonized it for a while.
And they did, and I seen, and my mom went through it. I've never seen it firsthand because my mom wanted to protect me from that.
Yeah.
But I've witnessed that. I got bullied for having gay parents. I got
Right.
bullied for that, and I was like,
You
I
have
don't.
no control over that.
And
Like
that's what
that's not your choice.
and you see what I'm saying? Like that's not, and it wasn't that like, oh, your mom's gay, haha, let's laugh at him. No, it was more of like, oh, is he gonna grow up to be gay because his
Yeah.
mom's gay? Oh, he
That's
has
also
to be
not how
gay
it
because
works.
exactly. Like for years in elementary school and middle school, I spent a lot of my time convincing people that no, I'm not gay. My mom is.
My
I'm
sister's best
not
friend
gay. My mom is.
my
I'm
sister's
like
best friend growing up was she was gay. She didn't come out until like in high
High
school or
school.
something.
my
But yeah,
cousin's
like she
gay.
was
And
best friends with my sister. I think they're still very close friends.
hmm
But like
Yeah.
it didn't change anything. Like they were just friends, even though they were both girls. It never it wasn't like that. They were still
Right.
friends. Like
No, absolutely.
and
I
it
think the world needs to stop worrying about what people do behind closed doors.
and that was always
Yeah.
my
Like
thing. That was
just in a
always my
nutshell,
thing.
bro, everybody deserves privacy in their life, and whatever they
Mhm.
do behind closed fucking doors is up to them.
Like
I
I have
Like,
live
a
why do you care so much or put so much thought into what other people do? Like,
right.
that's the shit that bugs me. Like, I just
Yeah.
don't get it.
I live by a code that says mind your fucking business.
Yeah,
exactly. Exactly. If it's not, and this is what I tell people that when I was like in high school, I had someone tell me they was like, I don't really fuck with you because your mom's gay, and I was like, the fuck that got to do with you though? Like, what does that have to do with you? And you know, mind your fucking business. It ain't
well,
got
there
nothing to
was a
do with
time when
you.
people thought being gay was like it was spreadable somehow. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
like this
yeah,
shit just
yeah.
doesn't make sense. So,
Because
like, they didn't want to associate. Oh my God, you're gay. I'm never talking to you again.
And I'm gonna
well,
Like,
say,
before they named AIDS, they had it called like the gay respiratory in something. It had to deal with gay. It was called GRIDS
oh
before
oh,
it was called
wow,
AIDS, and it had everything to do with gayness.
your camera froze at a
yeah,
really
your camera
funny
froze.
time, brother.
Yeah, it did.
You
Um,
froze like
Yeah, it's messed up. Oh, there it is. Hey,
it's back.
so I have a friend that's trans, male to female, and we had a real heart to heart conversation, and this might come as controversial, but I told him I was like, I support what you do at home in your personal life. That's what you do. I have no other choice but to respect it and accept it.
Right.
But for you, and it's hard to say it, but for you, for that community to kind of shove it down people's throats for that
Agreed.
short
Yep.
time wasn't the right way to do it. And that person actually agreed with me. They was like, I can't help but agree with you on that because of the fact that, there's kids around. You know what I'm saying?
Everywhere.
Yeah.
So
And you
why are we
can't
having dildos on hats at
you
parades that
s yeah,
kids are
you
at?
see what
No,
I'm
agreed.
saying? Why are
There's a
we
line that
there's a
I think
very there's a line that you can't cross, and there's a difference between making sure people hear you and that you're being seen and that you're being respected, and then forcing people to accept and respect, and you can't force people to do that. That just creates more problems down the road.
right, it creates division because
Mhm.
as much as I can understand that like that is what some people choose to do and that's their own business and like I personally don't care what other people do at home. Like I get that getting looks from people on the sidewalk because people aren't aware that
Mhm.
trans people exist can feel bad. But I mean, I think a lot of people have felt that at some point in their time, depending on where they happen to end up at. Like I've been at places and felt out of place
Yeah.
yeah,
and had felt like I was getting side looks, like, why the fuck are you here? Right? Like,
Mhm.
I think everyone to a degree has felt that to some extent, and it fucking sucks. And I
Mhm.
wish
Mhm.
humans would just understand. Like, if you see somebody in a dress and they appear to be manly, You don't have to talk to them, but you don't have to stare at them like they're like you don't even know them, right? Like just
Exactly.
move on with your fucking life and let them live theirs and say hello, goodbye, thank you. Like use your fucking manners. Like
And
everyone in the South was raised to use their manners. Use your fucking manners and move on with your life. Like,
right. And it's
I
and
go
it
ahead.
goes back to say, you know, like
oh
if you
yeah,
don't
if you're
have
talking to
if you have nothing nice to say, don't say it at all, you know? And that's all it really comes down
I
to.
mean,
You don't
true.
have to like what they're doing. You don't have to accept
But
what
I
they're
think
doing.
it comes out non-verbally.
It
Yeah.
Like
does.
I think in most of the instances where people feel bad, it comes out non-verbally. It comes out because the thought passes through someone's mind, and humans speak in multiple languages.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You can
Mhm.
say one thing
But
10
mean
different
another.
ways
Yeah.
with your body language and get 10
Mhm.
different reactions, right?
Yep.
You can be like,
Mhm.
man, fuck
Mhm.
you, but say it kind of funny. Or if you say it more pissed off, it's more like, hey, we're about to throw down, right? Like
Mhm.
those connotations come out through our body language. So I'd like even in the nonverbal essence, I think people just need to be like, okay, they're different than me and move the fuck on. Like you've got your own circles, they've got theirs. Like, ah, it should be easy.
You be surprised, dude. Like growing up, man, it was it and I'm trying not to tear up, but it's like it became one of those things where like I started internally hating my own personal life because so many people, not even in my circle, just people that I would run into on a everyday basis, always had a comment or had something to say, and it was just it made it hard
Yeah.
to really hunker. Like me and my mom's relationship got weird at one point because I just was like I was stuck in that limbo of like,
Like, do you
ah,
disassociate because your
yeah,
friends find it this way or whatever? You were torn between two
society,
worlds essentially,
yeah.
one just being accepting and one do I fit in with my like the people I'm growing up
Ears.
with, etc.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean,
And as much as
like that's the shitty part. That's why I think like as much as I get that certain religions might not accept certain things and they have very strong viewpoints on stuff, but
I know where
back
you
in the
gotta be a
day, right, but and back in the day there
Exactly.
was this word called tolerance. You don't have to fucking like something to
Tolerate it, man.
understand that it's there and to tolerate it
yeah.
because it's there and it's not fucking going anywhere, right?
And you
Like
don't have to like it.
I've
and
lost friends
dudes
over
have
this.
been doing drag shows and stuff for God knows how long, probably
Since
into the
Shakespeare time.
Greek. Yeah,
Yep.
probably,
Since
right?
Shakespeare time.
Yep.
So what the fuck? Like
I
I
Not
just
mean,
don't get it. We shouldn't be surprised. Like
it's
humans should stop being surprised by other humans
if
it's
and
you
we
not
look
should
even
just
that. Like
accept each
it's
other.
there it even speaks in the Bible. Like I know like a lot of I don't know what y'all believe in, but the
I was
Bible
raised Southern Baptist, but I
the
am not.
Bible says not to put on women's clothes.
Hmm.
mhm.
So there's been at least drag all the way back to then
Right.
because
I
if he
mean,
had to say it,
You know what's
history
really funny?
but
It must be a New Testament thing. And this is my issue with the Bible. So many revisions of it because people like to add their own flavor and change
yeah,
shit.
yeah.
But if you go back to even like Middle English times, like boys and girls wore the same clothes
Hmm.
because
yeah.
clothes weren't easy to make. So they
Right.
all wore dresses. And that's just how it fucking was.
Mhm.
are you
Mhm.
gonna go up to a
No one
Scottish
cared.
dude in a kilt and be like, "That's gay"?
And
Right,
then
like
be proceeded to
Yeah.
have your shit kicked in. Yeah,
exactly,
go
by a
for it.
dude in a kilt with no underwear on. Now how you feel?
You don't want
Like
that. You don't
I
want
don't
that
like
want
now
smoke.
that. I
now
don't. I do not.
now and there's my
Hey,
question.
yo.
Because even if the fight's going all right, I mean, anything could happen. It's a skirt, bro. Run.
Yeah, like
Don't
at
fight
that
that
point, who's the
man.
gay
Do
one
not
now?
fight that. Do not fight. Just it's best to just let bygones be bygones, man.
That's
Listen,
true.
Scottish people have worn kilts. It's a ceremonial thing. I'm fucking
Mhm.
Scottish and I want a kilt. I think
And
it seems
and I would
freeing.
and I would
Like,
support that 100%. I'd respect that 100%. And it's
But
just I think really it comes from the fear of th- not knowing, not having that information
yeah,
beforehand, and that's what I've encountered, and not just with my mom being gay, but with other things. Like me and my grandpa, when I was growing up, we didn't really mesh well together. He's not my actual biological grandfather, but
mhm,
we didn't mesh well. And the reason for that was because, I suffered from mental health problems. And he was kind of like, oh, you just need to, you need to get better with God and read the Bible. He used to sit down and make me read the Bible. And if I couldn't recite the scripture back, he'd thump me on the head, tell me to go sit at the table and reread it until I
yeah,
memorized it. And, when I got older and we sat down and we talked about it, he was like, that was wrong of me to do. When it comes to religion, there's something you can't force on people. You can't force
right.
religion on people. That's something people have to go to themselves, seeking something, whatever that
well,
may be.
our founding fathers of America were Christians mostly,
Mhm,
Yeah.
and they put in there freedom of religion to express yourself. Even though they
Hmm.
were Christians, they were tolerating and understanding others that they had different viewpoints and
because they
they could
understood what
express
it felt
those.
like to be persecuted.
Absolutely.
And so they
Nowadays, no one
didn't
knows
want
that.
that to happen to anyone else in this
Absolutely.
country.
Yes.
And
Nowadays, no one knows
unfortunately,
what
it
it feels
still
like to be
fucking
persecuted.
does.
Right, but no one
Well,
nowadays knows what it feels like to be persecuted. Well, I wouldn't say no one knows how it feels. The people have been persecuted, but
Maybe not to the same extent,
not to the
but
same extent. Yeah.
Right.
where we had to like go to a completely different country and yeah. But
Hmm.
no, but I think to a degree there still very much is. As soon as the Islam and Israeli stuff started happening, as soon as all that the Palestinians and the Israelis, I fucked it all up. But
what are
when
you
the
talking
conflict
about?
started sparking back, no, when it started sparking back up again,
Oh, okay.
like I know
Okay.
it's been
Okay.
going, but almost every time it starts to spark up,
Yeah.
there's kiosks and or not kiosks, mausoleums and like different places that get vandalized, attacked. I mean, that's persecution, right? Like we got to stop doing that. It's
Yeah. No,
what's
absolutely.
happening over there has nothing to do with a mosque over here. Please stop.
Right. Right.
Like, um, the Japanese people in the United States when World War II was happening and the Japanese attacked Pearl Harbor, they didn't fucking do it, but they were persecuted.
Yep.
And sadly, humans like to dumb things down. And because I guess it becomes too complicated, right? If you're doing certain things. So we dumb things down and we oversimplify, and then we start persecuting against people that have literally have done no wrong. Um, it just sucks, but I wish we could get past that. And I wish that we could just accept sometimes that we don't get along and
Yeah.
hang out in different circles. It doesn't have to be a fight, it doesn't have to be drive-by shootings, it doesn't have to be anything. It can
Hmm.
just be going your separate way and smoking weed with your friends.
Yeah.
I had
It's just
something
like
totally to add on, but I forgot. Oh, I got it. It's okay. Go ahead.
it's just like I forgot what I was gonna say. Never mind. You good. Go ahead.
Pass it on.
Sorry. Yours will come next. Watch. No, did he? That's not what I meant.
Good. Good job.
Jesus Christ.
Good catch. Good catch.
Anywho, so when
Good
we were
catch.
talking about religion being forced on to children, that we have purposely made it a point to not force any religion on our children, but to kind of raise them more spiritual and to respect everything on the earth,
Yeah.
plants, humans, everything. Treat things how you want to be treated. Karma is a bitch. Um, but we wanted them to be open to any religion so that when they got curious and wanted to learn more, they had those opportunities. Nothing was just shoved down their throat from birth.
Right.
Hmm.
Right.
But
I
that's
Hmm.
know I was always taught to treat people well. Like
mhm,
not not have to agree with them, but at least like if you meet somebody, be like, "Hey, how you doing?" Like you see somebody walking down the street
right.
and you make eye contact, just be like, "Hey, what's up?" Like treat them as you would treat yourself or want to be treated.
Right.
And
Hmm.
like I traveled outside of the South, and bro, if you talk to anybody they look at you like you've got a third head. Like, why are you talking to me?
So, depending on where you are in this country, there are people that it's a byproduct of where they live. But in the South, people will stop and talk to you. The mail lady
Oh
will
yeah,
stop and
Yeah.
talk to you and
yeah,
have a wonderful conversation.
How's your
You could be
mind then?
Yeah, you could
yeah,
be
yeah.
walking down the boardwalk and an elderly couple stops you and starts talking to you about, whatever. But people just like to talk, to have the small talk and communicate. But up north, like places like New York, it's about efficiency. It's about getting places, getting things done. So it's people are like fucking power walking, bro, everywhere. They're like, let me go here and then go
Don't
there. And
stop
then the
and
minute
talk
someone
some
tries to
small
talk to
talk.
them, there's 1,000 bums or homeless people that have asked for change, that have
That's
asked them to take a
true.
survey or some other fucking waste
And
of
that's how,
time.
and
So
that
they
is,
just ignore people. And if somebody talks to them, they're like, the fuck do you want? Like, I'm living my
and
life.
And that's how I was. It got to a point where I was so tired of having like people asking me for money. Oh, hey, did you sign this petition? You wanna? It got to a point where I was just like, dog, I just ignore everybody. Like I used to walk in the store and keep headphones on, not play music, but
Yeah.
just have headphones on because I know people wouldn't stop and try to talk to me if I had my headphones on.
Right.
Yeah.
And I realized I was like, that's not what Southern hospitality is about.
Yeah.
It's not, and I became one of those people that became so fearful of other people. Nowadays, dude, like I was working at Robotos and I had a homeless man come up to me and he was just talking his head off. I don't know
Yeah.
what the fuck about, but I sat there and I listened. I had a good time. I laughed. The rest of my day was better because I got a good laugh in. I got to have a
Yeah.
good conversation with someone, no matter what his background is, where he
Yeah.
came from, what he does with himself. Like, yeah, there's I I always make fun of homeless people, but there are some homeless people that are actually good people out there that
Oh,
just
there's
got into
tons of
a
them.
really bad situation and just couldn't get their footing,
A vast
and it
majority of
sucks.
homeless people are veterans, man.
And
Like,
Yeah.
that's
they're
what
good
sucks.
people that, like, just
And another,
some of them choose to be
yeah, I was
homeless.
gonna
Like you
say,
said,
Yeah,
and a
some of them
handful that
do.
Kinda.
choose it.
Yeah, I
yeah,
know
that are
there's
just like,
someone.
"Fuck it, dude, I can't deal with people," and, like, just close off and I don't
There's a
It's
know.
hard to tell the difference sometimes, though, unless
Yeah,
you
oh
stop
yeah.
and talk to them.
Yeah, and
Because
that's what I'm saying.
you can easily see a crackhead versus a veteran.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
very true.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, there's a homeless dude here in my town. We call him John Boy. His name is actually John, but we call him John Boy. But he walks around with a little cart, a little wagon. He
Mhm.
chooses to be homeless, but he gets a check. He every
I
time
think that's ready for you.
he used to pull up in my grandpa's yard to come like my grandpa let him sit on the porch, let him
Mhm.
smoke a blunt, go about his day, and he'll sit down, he'll pull out his pocket an envelope full of money, but he chooses to be homeless. The city even gave him a house. They gave him a trailer. Guess what
Yeah.
he did? Slapped out in the front yard. He didn't. He chooses to be homeless, and for what
I
reason,
mean,
I
to a
don't know.
degree, you're more connected to the world when you're
That's true.
homeless. If you're sleeping on the ground, then, like, you're
And
embodying what it is
he
to
loves it.
essentially be a human
He
in the
loves it.
wild.
He loves it.
Um,
Like I'd never see him not smiling. I've never seen him in a
that's good.
bad situation. Like he cooked his own meals. He had money, so he go buy him food if he needed it. He didn't want to have to pay.
And he's living in Tallahassee or nearby, so he's, like, loving it.
Yeah,
Like,
so like
the
he
weather's nice, you know?
he never wanted his whole thing was is that the government doesn't care about him, so why should I care about the government? And that was
Yeah,
his whole thing. That's why he never. They gave him a trailer. He's like, "Fuck that trailer. I'll sleep in the yard." They tried to give him food stamps. He just threw the card out. He
that's
he
awesome.
he didn't want. He hated the government. He hated the way the system was built so much. He was like, "I'd rather die homeless on the street than die in a house that I have to pay to the fucking government." You see what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah.
And I admire that to a certain extent. You know what I'm saying? Because that shows that there's some people that's willing to just they're built to just tough it like that. They're
Yeah.
built. They're built
You'd
to
be
survive like
surprised.
that.
humans are resilient as much as we're kind of feeble. If you look at almost every other animal, we suck in comparison. We're
Yeah,
not great. We're
yeah.
very intelligent. That's what we've got on our side, and we can make sticks sharp. So we won.
We can make heat.
But in terms of like basic skills, we're not that great.
No.
Like we don't have claws that could do shit to any other animal. We don't really have teeth that can.
We
like,
got
No, not really, but we got guns.
well, that's what I'm saying. Our intelligence is what brought us here. It started with sticks,
Can't
we
aka
made
even
our
spears.
we
we
made
can't
our
even
bow and
poop.
arrow do more damage. That's all I'm saying.
We can't even poop
100%.
100 times a day. Come on.
Oh yeah, apparently
Don't
pandas
tell
poop
me.
100 times a day.
Nuke said, "I bet." Nuke said, "I go drop one right now."
I'm about to eat a laxative every hour.
That'd
Oh my god.
Don't
be
murder yourself.
wild.
You better drink a lot of water.
Your
I
asshole
know
will be
you
on
Yeah.
dehydrated.
fire, boy.
Come out looking like that one cartoon you were showing me earlier.
Clarence, yeah, Clarence
Yeah,
Claymore, yeah.
Clarence, the
All
whatever.
emaciated, looking weird, yeah, looking like a lame horse.
Oh my lord.
No, but I don't know. People are crazy, but in a good way. Like there are a
Yeah,
lot of people that choose to live out in the woods and shit that are very similar to that guy where they don't associate, they do everything themselves, they go foraging,
that's
what
why I
have you.
respected John Boy so much because I was like, dude, I need a house. I need to live under a roof, dude. I couldn't do it like you. And it was crazy. I sat outside one time. I was smoking one, and he came down in the yard. We was talking, and I told him I was like, John Boy, man, I commend you, dude. You sit here, you go day in day out. All you do is walk up and down the street with your little cart, and it look like you're so happy. He was like, dude, I don't have anything to worry about. He
Yeah.
was like, the only thing that can kill me is natural causes at this point, or nature. He's like,
Yeah.
and I'd rather it be nature than the fucking cops. And I was like, fuck on, fuck yeah. So
I mean,
you
that's
know,
fair. I
I just all I can do is respect it, man. When it comes to John Boy, I don't know where he is today. I think he went over to Panama City now, but he just treks. Like at one time, he told me he walked to Thomasville. I was like, "You walked to Thomasville?" He's like, "I just walked to Thomasville." I was like, "For what?" He was like, "I wanted to go to Thomasville." What?
All right.
What, bro? You just walked because you wanted
I
to?
think
Okay.
that is ready
Hey
for
man,
you.
if there's a will, there's a way.
Hey,
100%.
and that's all I can. That's why I just respect John Boy so much, man.
Yeah,
He
man.
used to post up on the corner with some crazy ass sign that said, he had one about women, and it was very outlandish. He's like, women only care about your money. They don't know how to love. They don't know how to take care of things. I was like, John Boy, let's think about the sign real quick. But
Yeah. There was
he
a
was
homeless. Oh, go ahead.
no, go ahead, go ahead.
There was a homeless guy in Seattle. You was talking about the signs. There was a
Mhm.
homeless guy I seen in Seattle one time. He had a surfboard, like an actual surfboard, with all sorts of shit written on it. But dead in the middle, as big as you could get it, said need weed money and a hot dog.
Bro said I
Too
need a
bad it didn't say a
glizzy.
glizzy.
I need a glizzy.
Glizzy hadn't come out yet.
Yeah,
Oh.
glizzy hadn't been out yet. Nah, he needed a
No,
glizzy. He
yeah,
needed
that was
that
definitely an AO. I
It
was really
was.
waiting
It
for it.
was. That's right.
glizzy.
Oh my god, speaking of, have you ever seen cheese-filled hot dogs?
Yes, I've had one before.
Yes.
I've had
They
one
look
before.
ferocious. Like they look horrendous.
Ferocious.
I was gonna say
No,
horrendous
that
and
no, that
We
atrocious, and it
That's
actually
became
make
even
ferocious is
better.
the
I
perfect
was gonna
word.
say we
Yeah.
make up our words and ferocious is great.
I was
That's
about to
both.
say
Ferocious is the
ferocious is good, bro.
ferocious is the perfect term to
you know,
describe a cheese-filled hot
sometimes
dog.
I'm smart. You know,
Hey, we'll
bring
quick
back
dust
the
off.
brush.
No, you got
Yeah,
something.
brush
It's the
shoulders
other
off.
shoulder. You got something on the other shoulder. There you go.
All right, this is the Trump version.
Please
They gotta
stop.
they gotta simulate at the same time. You know what I'm saying?
I like that. I like that.
Please don't.
Oh, man.
This clown.
Anybody got anything lighthearted to talk about?
um,
Let's see.
fuck money,
So
get bitches. Make it
I
backwards.
did think it would be interesting to talk about
UFOs.
the ethics of memory manipulation.
Huh?
It is
Hmm.
possibly it is possibly a fact now that you can, with all Neuralink and all the types of things, basically you're going to be able to
Rewrite memories
rewrite memories.
or erase them.
Right. A concept that was once confined to science fiction is becoming increasingly plausible. Memory editing, erasing traumatic memories, or implanting false ones.
And see, I was gonna
What are
bring
your
up
thoughts?
traumatic memories. I was gonna bring that up. I was gonna say like that'd probably be a good idea to help alleviate some people's mental problems, physical issues, whatever is whatever that traumatic event is doing to that person. Maybe that would help, but I will say it probably will come at a cost.
Yeah, I think there's
It's kind of
hmm,
like a lobotomy. You know what I'm saying? It it
it's
it
a tough one
It is.
because
It'll help people, but I think it'll definitely damage that person in the long run.
I think if it's the person's choice, like if it's something so traumatic they don't want to remember it and they're able to somehow sign off on it, what have you, and it's documented, whatever. That's
Yeah.
fine, I guess, and it could help people get past certain things like PTSD, right?
Mhm.
From certain instances that have or things that have occurred in their life.
Now here's my
Maybe it's good for
problem,
that.
and
Sorry, go
but
ahead.
here's my problem is that, I believe that the things you went through, the things you experience in life create who you are.
You're
And
not
so
wrong.
if you're gonna get rid of those traumatic moments and memories, you're essentially breaking down who that person is
Yeah, to
personality
some
wise,
extent.
and yeah, and it's going to change that person, and that's why I say it comes at a cost, because maybe they won't be able to reintegrate into society as well as they did before, or they may not be as close to their family as they were before.
Yeah.
And and like you said,
But
it'll
if you're
be
talking about like taking out specific events like
yeah, yeah,
trauma that
yeah.
occurred, like a bad incident when a soldier is overseas,
Hmm,
and the
hmm.
things that they see, like
Now I
that may
think,
not necessarily be something they want to remember,
and now I
right?
was, and I agree. I would say that would probably be the best way to help veterans is to be able to get rid of, not get rid of, but take away those traumatic events so they can
I
go back and reintegrate into society and be able to sustain themselves in society.
I can
Yeah,
see where that might be a possibility for some, but I
Hmm.
believe some see it as uh, a way to be stronger,
And
and
no, I
they've
agree.
seen things in life and they want to remember them because it's not necessarily about remembering the trauma, but about remembering whatever
Being
it was
overcoming it.
and overcoming that
yeah, and
portion.
that's why I said it comes at a cost.
But
Because
Yeah,
right, I think there's different types of brains or minds as well though, right? Like there
yeah,
are people
yeah.
who live through a very traumatic event and become stronger because of it in the long run, and as a result probably wouldn't want to get rid of that memory as if it
hmm,
never occurred because
Yeah.
it did make them stronger. But there are also people who are like fucked
Struggling.
up and like just mentally broken from that trauma. I think it would be more applicable to those types of
Yes.
people.
I feel like
Yeah,
running a psych eval first before going through with taking away memories or altering memories will probably be the best way to handle that.
I think it
Is
would have to be more than once, though.
Oh yeah, it definitely had to be
well, here's where I want to be careful with it
several.
though. As much as I get that maybe there's the human condition where we want to fix things. As much as I believe that it's possible it could help those individuals, there's a real reality though where all of a sudden technology starts to actually become more integrated with our biology. Like they're
Mhm.
doing Neuralink. Now China's got some device and well, China's communist, right? So they can literally force their people to get it.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
there's these new devices that are creating or sort of bridging the barrier between technology and biology, right?
Right.
What happens when they push a button and now all of China remembers the United States attacking them,
Mm.
but they never did? Like
Yep.
they can easily sway anyone they want to by changing some core foundational memories or adding new ones that never happened.
Okay. I see what you're
That's what I
saying.
was gonna say is we've been sitting here just talking about removing bad shit, but there's also with removing bad
Well,
shit the implication
manipulation
of
comes at a
Oh,
cost.
yeah, no,
They're
that could definitely
manipulating, people will misuse it.
you can
There's
literally
no
rally a country just based off manipulating some memories.
well, and as
Propaganda.
soon as an entire population is integrated also with technology to where you can now deploy memories at the push of a button,
Eesh.
you can weaponize an entire
Mhm.
nation and piss
Mhm.
off everyone instantly to be angry at one person.
Off of a
Like,
lie. Off of a lie.
correct.
Off of a
But to
lie.
them, it's real.
Mhm.
So at the end of the
Mhm.
day, is it worth it?
I think that this particular thing crosses a severe ethical boundary
Oh,
Yeah.
yes. Oh, yes. Yes.
and should definitely be halted almost indefinitely. Like I get it may have
Yeah, I was gonna
certain
say probably
uses,
not
but
even
there's
do it.
also treatment. There's also people that specialize in trying to help people through these things. And no, they're not the greatest, but I
But
don't
here's the
know if one
problem.
is worse than the other. Like I
But
But
here's the
another
problem. If they even if they did start off and was just only trying to help people, it's eventually gonna go into that, let's
Yeah.
try to alter some shit. Let's try to
Yeah.
implement some shit. Let's
Yep.
see how that works. You see what I'm saying? And
well, then
and
we're just all gonna be test rabbits, man.
and that's
right.
just what it all is.
And we're all talking about the government and what they would do with that control, but we aren't even bringing up the fact that hackers, what about a hacker being able to hack your brain?
Yeah. Oh, that would definitely be a
That would
thing.
suck. Yeah, that would suck. Imagine you're at Walmart and then someone hacks your shit and puts in fucking World War II images in your shit. Now you think you're a World War II vet. Like, what the fuck?
Or you just wake
And
up on
you're
a
only like
Saturday and
19.
Yeah,
or you just wake up on
exactly.
a Saturday and walk to the bank, rob it, and then like dispose of the money in some type of way, and then you don't
Mhm.
know why the fuck you did it. Like you
Now
just
you're in prison for the rest of your life.
yeah.
And you ain't got the
Meanwhile,
money.
somebody made off with the money that you buried at a specific point that only they know where it is, right?
As
Like
Pandar said, now someone got the money and you in prison for life. That's
yeah.
crazy.
No, that's what people will do with it. People
Mhm.
are greedy, people are selfish,
Yeah.
people have one thing in their brain like that run entire countries. If they could sway their whole population, it would be more than just honestly, the hackers would be annoying and it would be frustrating, but the governments and the mass population manipulation would be the real problem.
Like imagine you
That's
got to
why
Yeah.
I
plug
don't
yourself.
want a chip in my head ever.
Like imagine you got to
No.
plug yourself into the wall so you can update a patch. Yeah, like to keep yourself from being
Yeah.
hacked. Like, come on, dude. Like that's too much. That's too
No,
much.
what'll ultimately happen is if we got to that point, they would push the patches via cellular towers, right? Like they would literally just push them that way. You're always connected. They would find out a way to keep you permanently connected
Oh
so
yeah.
that they always had consistent information streaming in. They knew your
Mhm.
whereabouts, whatever, and honestly could tap in at any time.
They
Like
can pick up where you.
if they
They
have
can
a
come
chip
pick
in
you
your
up.
brain, they can see through your eyes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
They can see what you're looking at. They can see
they
what you're
can
doing.
hear what you're hearing. They can see. They know what you're saying.
They know what you're
Like
thinking at that point, probably.
100%.
Yeah.
I don't trust it. I don't trust people. I don't want that shit ever to happen. So
It'd be hard to regulate it though with laws anyway. It'd be hard to regulate that.
well, at some point somebody, right? Like it's not about us. It's about the world. And there are
Mhm.
so many fucking areas where people are so oppressed still to this day, even in first world countries. Like just look at what happened at COVID in China. Like those people had no choice. They were literally boarded in and locked into buildings and shit with like they didn't care if it didn't have a bathroom. They didn't care if they had food to survive. They literally locked them in there and said, "Fuck it, you're quarantined. Don't leave or you'll be shot." Like
And that's what blew my mind. Like, you're gonna kill someone because they're trying to go get food? Like, bro, what?
they
Nah.
take people's phones, they go through them, like they
Mhm.
literally have shit on the phones to keep an eye on them. If you let them tap into somebody's brain, like they're going to twist people when the dude's like, "Hey, I can get my whole nation ready to fight tomorrow," and it's talking to Putin, like people, the reason war is can be difficult at times is because people get divided, and now we have
Yeah.
more communication than ever. So Russians going to fight in Ukraine are like, "Why the fuck am I going to fight people that are like my cousins?" Right? And they're asking
Yeah.
questions and shit, and that's why it didn't really kick off the way people
Mhm.
thought it was going to kick off, right? But imagine for a second if Putin could have flipped a switch and now every Russian thought Ukraine did some god awful thing to them.
Yeah,
Like
that would be bad. That would be bad. That would be bad for sure. For sure.
like this is not a great scenario. It's a terrifying thought, and I really it's a little hitting a little too close to home, man. Like I
Yeah.
don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't like the idea of people being controlled by chips.
Mhm.
Not at all, not at all. But
Um,
oh, go ahead.
no, no, go ahead, go ahead. I was gonna switch gears anyway to something
That's
else.
cool because I was gonna suggest that's where we call it.
Oh, okay. Well, last thing, I know we all play Marvel Rivals. Did y'all hear about the layoffs they had?
No.
No.
So NetEast, the ones that published the game, apparently the lead director for Marvel Rivals and a lot of their developers got laid off right
Dang.
as the game reached like a milestone. Um, and I just, I wanted to, I seen it last night and I wish I was around, you guys were around because I wanted to get you guys' opinions on that because it reminds me of the same thing with other games like Destiny 2. They had all those layoffs, even though their DLC, The Final Shape, did really, really well, but they still laid off a lot of these people. So my question for you guys is why do you think they are
Money.
laying off these developers and these lead directors, even though the games are doing well or the
Oh,
DLCs are doing well?
they laid people off, but that doesn't mean they got rid of everyone,
Yeah, oh,
right?
well, of course, of
So
course,
what they
of course.
did was downsize
Yeah.
in all the
Okay.
instances. And here's why. Business wise, you got to think like a company, not like a human, right?
Mhm.
Humans have lives, they have mouths to feed, and they deserve a salary. That's the
Right.
humanitarian side of things. Business has deadlines and profit
Marvel.
margins and other shit to care about, right?
Yeah.
So what they did
Mhm.
is it seems like is they said we need to release, we need to get all the patches done, we need to follow up with this thing, yada yada yada, and they had a roadmap. And once they hit a
Okay.
very specific point in that roadmap, go
Mhm.
ahead.
Sorry. I actually misspoke. It wasn't developer. Well, I guess they're developers, but the whole entire Seattle design team was laid
Yeah.
off along with the lead director for Marvel Rivals.
I mean it's again downsizing. They
Yeah.
probably said, "Oh, okay, this is where we're at. We've got all these mock-ups done. We're done with all this, done with all that, and now we don't need them any longer for now."
And
So
NetEase
there's a
practically told
possibility they
fans,
hire them in the future.
probably, and NetEase said, "Oh, don't worry about it. Don't worry about the game. The game is fine.
Yeah.
Just because we laid off all these people, don't worry." Um, I personally, I think that yes, downsizing is a thing that happens, and sometimes it is necessary. Maybe not lay off the whole team is
Well, here's the
probably
thing. That's one team in Seattle, right?
true.
So
True.
they've got other design teams, but
So maybe they weren't operating as well.
if
And
they
that
had
could be it.
another game that they were standing up that they could
Mhm.
have shifted focus and had more work to pass around and hand around, they
Mhm.
would. But a business does what you should do with a tree. If a limb is dead, you remove it,
Cut it. Yeah.
right?
Cut it. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because it saps away resources
Yep.
that could
Yeah.
ultimately kill the tree,
Yep.
right? That's what a business does. These guys aren't doing anything. We don't have work for them. They've already created all these mock ups and artwork. Fantastic. But we no longer need y'all for now because we don't have any work to assign you. So rather
I'm
than
trying
keeping a
to
full team around that's making, let's be honest, probably team wide, they're probably making close to
get
$1 million a
people to
year in salary,
see.
right? That's 1 million that can go to the stakeholders. We don't need these people here. And
True.
that's how businesses think. I
True.
wish it wasn't like that. I wish that said, hey, we keep them around until we have work. But unfortunately, that's just not how businesses operate.
Yeah.
I'm
That's
trying to
why I like the most successful business owners, I feel like, are ones who have like Asperger's, autism, something where they can put away the
They're
humane
sociopathic.
side. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Okay, so one of the director that got laid off, his name was Thaddeus Sasser. He wasn't at highest. He wasn't one of the highest up directors. He was just a director that worked on budgets and staff.
Okay.
Um, and it wasn't the creative director who was actually based in China.
Okay.
The
Yeah.
size of the U.S.
Somebody.
team, yeah. So the size of the U.S. team that was cut was only 6 people. Okay. Um, and NetEase has an approximate of 29,128 employees.
Yeah. So those 6 people, mind you, were probably pulling about 650K though.
Oh yeah, they were
So
probably
like
bringing in
you got to
money.
think business wide, right? Like, and that
Hmm.
doesn't even include like that's just base salary that I'm talking
not their
about.
whole
That doesn't include
package.
the whole
Yeah,
package, like
yeah,
benefits and all the bullshit.
yeah,
They're just a drain. If they don't have work to do, then they're not going to have a job. Businesses
Yeah.
don't keep extra assets around, bro. Like they
well
hit
here's my
deadlines
thing
and they move on.
well here's my thing though, yeah, you say that they didn't have any work, but I mean, if they're the design team, they're always designing something,
But
you see
they're
what I'm
not
saying?
the but in that article you even said they're not the creative design team in
That is
China,
true, that is true,
right?
that is
The
true, yeah.
creative design team is the one that's making all the pretty artwork. That design
Hmm.
team is doing something else that they deemed was unworthy of
It
paying
could have been like
$650,000.
promotional design
It could have
for
been just
launch.
UI design too, to be honest. Yeah.
At the end of the day, they said, "Are they costing me money or are they making me money?" And they said they're not making me money, so they're gone, and that frees up $650,000. That's how business works. Like
And that, yeah, yeah, yeah.
as
I'm
much
not
as I
disagreeing.
don't agree with certain things that businesses do, and I think there's better ways to do it.
Hmm.
If you put yourselves in those shoes and you remove the human aspect of your thought process, it's pretty easy to understand why businesses make certain decisions.
Yeah,
They can
yeah.
rehire another design team in Seattle in a
Probably in the
week.
next day. Yeah, yeah. Probably
Like
in the next 2 days.
if
With
they need to
possible
stand it
cheaper
back up,
salaries.
they can. And they have the assets to do so, but they deemed that they didn't need them right now, and that money would be better spent either as bonuses for all the executives or whatever, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
businesses don't get like it's fucked. Only
So
the people at the top actually get treated like humanitarians. Everyone else gets shit on
yeah. Well, yeah, yeah.
because they run the business, right? So they're
Hmm.
fine with being humanitarians to themselves, but when it comes to profit margins and everything else, fuck people.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I see what
and
you're
for
saying.
real. And that's something we should definitely carry over into next week's episode.
Oh, for
Is
sure.
as much as business does act this way, it's pretty grimy, and we can go into deeper and maybe give some ideas onto how they can still
Better
make
business
money
models.
Better
and
business model.
treat their people right.
Yep.
But I do think that's where we're going to call it for today, everyone.
Yes, sir.
We're going to also give you a little mindful moment. Remember to take a moment to pause, Breathe deeply and remember that life is a collection of moments. Make this weekend one to cherish. Stay present, stay kind, and let both your mind and soul unwind. Until next time, stay elevated and grounded, you cosmic beings. Just remember, it's more than cannabis and coffee, it's a mindset. Whether you see us or hear us, you're part of the crew, and we want to hear from you. So make sure to reach out via Facebook, X, or Instagram, which you can find at cannabiscoffeecrew.com. Later.